Hello, I'm Look It's Joe, and join me is Shoop.
Hello.
And today we are doing a sample coaching video for you on the Patron Warrior deck. Shoop is a player on Vicious Syndicate, and he's also the team's head coach. So let me go ahead and pull up the list for you. So here on the right side of the screen, you can see the list we're using. So Shoop, can you tell me kind of what are like the key things that someone needs to know to play the patron list?
Patron in general, or this list in particular? Or a little of both?
In general.
Sure. So I think it's really important to be aware of your win conditions in different matchups, whether you're aiming for patrons or for Berserker OTK or like trying to maintain flexibility. But I think it's important to be aware of what your resources are for cycle and how to make sure you're using your combo parts efficiently and balancing using them to clear versus using them for combo.
Alright, cool. And then in your list particularly that we're using, I see two cards that kind of I haven't seen too much in Patron, and that is a shield block and a shield slam. Can you explain using those instead of maybe alternatives, which might be loot hoarder or no mission venter?
Sure. So the first place I saw this was actually Hot Form's list. I don't know if that was his originally or if he got it from somewhere else. But he used two of each. The idea being to add a little extra removal and also to make the deck more resilient against aggro with the double shield block. And he did very well with it. I believe he won one of the North America ONOG qualifiers and got to the semifinals of the ONOG feature tournament. I think one is reasonable as well. I've certainly found that very rarely is one shield slam a dead card, even when you only have one shield block. And I think it's nice to have other resources, like for cycle, things like slam, which are harder to come by if you have to cut things for a second shield block and a second shield slam.
Alright, cool. So let's go ahead and play a couple games and see what we can get going.
Okay, so I'm going to assume this is the Patron Bearer. In this match, your main win condition is patrons, because they can't really clear patrons. So I would pitch all of this.
Right. And in my general experience so far with this deck, I've kind of been looking for like the cycle stuff in the beginning, like Acolytes, maybe your one War Axe.
In this matchup...
Thorson.
Yeah, so referring to the Wrath's Mulligan Guide, you want weapons, Acolyte, and Patron and Thorson if you have coin. The way you play the first few turns is actually really important in this matchup, because you don't want to line up your minions badly against their weapons or their minions. You don't want to allow them multiple draws off Acolyte for free, for example.
Right. So here we just pass.
Yeah.
And depending on what he does, are we considering coining Acolyte?
Yes. I don't think we do it here, though.
Stormer up?
Yes.
One mana, he's looking at my hero power, I wonder.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. Psychological warfare. Or disconnect. One of the two. Or broken in turn button. Alright, so looking at this, odds are turn 4 is going to be Deathspite face or whatever he plays, and our turn 5 is going to be Patron Coin Whirlwind.
What now?
We still don't know whether he's Control Warrior or Patron, though at this rank, and given the lack of Golden Warrior, I would assume he is Patron. Also, it's just good to assume that anyone on the ladder is Patron, because the proportions are so wrong. So the question is, do we care if he, hits our Acolyte and we only get one cycle off it? I think we do. I think we would like more value off that Acolyte, so I would just armor here.
And was there any merit to feeding him a Frothing Berserker?
No. Frothing is your come from behind condition in this matchup. Like, if they get a full Patron board, then the only way you can clear it usually is or the only way you can win is a big Frothing play.
So here we want to do Deathspite,
Yeah.
so that we have the charge for next turn.
Yeah. So in the worst case, this is Harrison bait. But I don't think we can play around that.
Blood and plunder.
That is a really poor use of a good combo piece. I think we Patron hit Coin Whirlwind.
Everyone, get in here! Everyone, get in here! Get in here!
It's generally a really bad idea to feed minions to your opponent's weapons. Corsair, especially in this match, is great for protecting more valuable creatures like an Acolyte, where you would want the Acolyte to get value off of some Whirlwind effect you're playing next turn. Hello, I think we Acolyte Whirlwind. We can Acolyte Armorsmith Whirlwind too, but let's maybe think a little longer first. Is there anything else we want to do?
Well, Slam we don't really care about, obviously. Armorsmith, do we want to start building armor at all? We want to take damage first, so maybe we don't want armor yet for our battle rages.
I don't I think I think we shouldn't care too much about battle rage at this point. We should more worry about trying to kill him before he can get off his own Patron combo or his own Frothing combo. So I don't think I mind Armorsmith. The only disadvantage is that it gives him something easy to bounce patrons off of. But I think that's... Are we going to get 2 credit for...
Are we going to Warsong too?
Maybe Acolyte Armorsmith Whirlwind. And just attack quickly. Just make sure to get those in. It's a little worrisome. So there's some argument for how much damage do we have if we just drop the Warsong plus Frothing? Warsong doesn't really give him anything except a Warsong gives him 1 extra patron with 1 health, so I don't think we care too much about that. So I might go Warsong, Frothing, run in both the Acolyte and the Armor Smith, and then Shield Slam. That gives him only... I would end quickly. Quickly. And this is fine, because unless he builds up a lot of armor, we cannot DK him. If he has, like... He has to have, like, Warsong, Frothing, and 2 Whirlwind effects for any sort of OTK on us, so I don't think we're too worried.
The blade be thirsty. The blade be thirsty.
Well,
Does he
there's
have-
one. But does he have the second is the question.
Yeah, because this is not lethal.
And the answer was no, he did not.
Cool.
Alright, so there's game 1 in the mirror matchup.
Yeah. So yeah, if he had both Whirlwinds, we would have been dead. But that is 5 cards from his hand. That is Warsong, Frothing, and 2 Whirlwinds out of 6. I think it's totally reasonable not to play around that. And I think we played around the other combo, the Patron combo, well by trading in our Acolyte. I guess there's the question of, did we somehow miss lethal with the Inner Rage once we drew it? But I don't think we did.
Because he was at 12 life, so...
He's at 12 life. Inner Rage on a Patron does 5 damage. 6 given the Frothing, so no, we didn't miss lethal.
Right. And so in that mirror matchup, is it kind of like you want to be the first one to get your patrons going?
Yes.
And then if you're coming from behind, you need to do like the OTK double frothing type of combo?
Yes.
Alright, so let's go ahead and head into our second game. So yeah, I think in that first game, I probably would have fed him at least one of those minions early on. And I could see how we wouldn't have gotten that damage. I probably would have given him the frothing, hoping that he would have to War Axe plus use something else. And then I could see how we wouldn't have had that extra damage to get him lethal that next turn.
Yeah. Like, the nice thing was, even if he managed to somehow clear our entire board, we had Grom Inner Rage. Grom is an amazing card because in matches like these where they'll be starting at some really high health, you can set up 2-turn combos where you first Grom them and then next turn Frothing them, and do the opposite next turn. Keep War Axe and nothing else.
Okay. That's what I would have done, so that's good.
Yeah. Harrison, beautiful.
And we're probably in another mirror matchup again.
Probably.
And so we just want to armor up, I guess?
Yeah. Yeah, I think very few early game plans. I think people put too much emphasis on, like, making sure you get damage before you start armoring up in the early game. I think in most cases, you're not going to be using Battle Rage immediately. There are a few exceptions, like if your hand is really, really dead and you need to take 1 damage so you can cycle Battle Rage for 1. But for the most part, you should acquire armor. So yeah, I think here we just armor. Here I would Death's Bite face on the grounds that next turn we have Patron Inner Rage.
Right. And I always feel like you always want to just get rid of this first charge of Death's Bite so that you have the Whirlwind effect ready when you want it. Is that ever really not the case?
The occasional mid-range matchup where you really need the body to clear creatures, but there aren't too many of those. Generally, like...
So Grim Patron, Inner Rage, Whirlwind?
Yep. And we are sad here if he has Brawl, but not that sad.
Because he has no weapon ready to clear the remaining one.
Yeah.
But he could have Inner Rage if the 5/1 lives. 1 in 4 chance.
Yeah, I mean, if he's Brawl, I'm assuming he's Control Warrior, so not running Inner Rage. Okay.
So not worst case scenario, I suppose?
Ah, very nice.
Is that good?
So, yeah, I would absolutely drop that. And I think just armor. Yep.
And so hopefully here we'll be able to Harrison if he tries to weapon up here.
Yeah, I would expect something like an Execute plus weapon play. So the win condition in Control Warrior is either patrons they can't kill or a huge frothing. We're down 1 patron, so we're at the point where we just need to see what we pick up.
That seems good for us.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what he does here. My gut is that we just bounce the second patron off the Acolyte and then Harrison. Oh, that's very nice. Yeah, I think we bounce the second patron off and probably Battle Rage.
Battle Rage?
Yeah. I suppose there are arguments for... Whirlwind gives us like 4 patrons total. We'll expect that he's going to kill the
3/3.
Yeah. I actually don't mind waiting off with this Harrison. I think with 10 cards in his hand we're going to have something to clear. And I think like if he hits... So he didn't have Execute, otherwise would have used it last turn. But if he hits the 3/3, it's going to be harder for us to get more patrons off. I think we maybe Armor Smith and then Whirlwind. And then Armor Up. Things this is not great against are Get-In and Second Brawl.
Wow. Second Brawl on the top 13 cards?
Yep. So, like, given that that was all to clear 1 patron plus the combo pieces, I'm feeling pretty okay. 1 turn too late. Alright then.
So here it looks like we're kind of in an awkward position.
Yes. On the other hand, we have 2 excellent removal cards, plus Harrison. So
Right.
we're not in any rush either.
So here I would just armor pass.
Yeah, I think so. So block, see what we pick up. Huh.
Do we want to slam to cycle?
I think we slammed a cycle. probably execute and then weapon one of the boom bots. Well, that's rough.
So do we want to slam, kill the other boom bot?
What now?
I think maybe we slam and hold the weapon at this point. And the frustrating thing is he's going to play something big next.
Right. Now
But
we're out of answers.
We also can't leave the Emperor alive forever.
Right.
So yeah, I think we just armor here.
I bring life.
Alright, now we're damaged. Ooh. I think maybe we Grom, Inner Rage, and then Battle Rage? And just go face? Let's see what we pick up off the Battle Rage before deciding how to proceed. Nice. So Grom definitely goes face. What do we do with weapon? So let's say he puts a baton. So what could we draw that would make us regret having... We have a 20% chance to draw a Death Bite, which would make us regret not having used the last Axe Charge. I think that's fine. I think we use the last Axe Charge on face.
Because we don't really care about the bot because Execute's already activated, if he's got it.
Yeah. Which he certainly has.
I can take the hit.
Rip.
Armor made to fit.
Excuse me. So we're at 22. He has 13, 14, 15 on board.
Okay, is this enough with one frothing?
No. Because Armor Smith.
Oh, right.
So my gut is we Warsong the Acolyte into the Boombot. Because we're not going to have time to use both Warsongs this game. And we need to draw things. Like, the dream is to draw the other Frothing. Like, if we're super lucky, the Boombot hits the...
Oh, man. That was
Rip.
unfortunate. We could have
So
played another one.
you could second Acolyte Whirlwind. We've used one Whirlwind so far, so this is probably our last effect. We have, like...
We have one Unsable Ghoul, one Deathbite left.
Right. We have...
So we use it?
No.
We have to save it, right?
Yeah. Like all of our other effects, like the Ghoul, are something that we can't play if we draw the second Frothing, which we need to.
There's the Patron.
Okay, so the dream is we pick up and execute. Okay. So how do we not lose this?
I don't think we can.
So, well, okay. So the option I can think of is Harrison into second execute. Prevents us from losing this turn. Is there anything that's like remotely comparable to that? Doesn't look like it. We can't Warsong Patron. We can't Warsong Berserker and still get anywhere. So I think we have to Harrison and hope we draw second execute.
Unstable Ghoul.
That is not good enough, I don't think. Play it, armor up. Maybe it's good enough. Yeah, I mean, if he has anything, we're dead. But if he doesn't have anything, we're not dead. Okay, we're dead.
Well played. Well played.
I think that was fine. I think the odds of him both having and running double brawl were small enough that our plays were reasonable.
Yeah.
I think we would, and like we didn't even know he was Control Warrior. So I think on ladder we win more games that way than we lose. This should be good.
Versus Rexa.
I feel like this is more of a common matchup anyway.
Yeah. Keep Armorsmith and Deathspite.
Is Execute worth keeping?
No. A, Execute only matters if it's mid-range. B, even if it's not, you have to draw into it. Even if it is mid-range, you can like draw into it by the time they have high mains. Also, they have to have high mains. There are like 3 threats that we really want Execute for, and those are the high mains and Boom.
Right. And I guess Unstable Ghoul is a much better pickup.
Yes. If it's face, it's amazing. It's like an auto 2-for-1.
And so if we're assuming that it's face, do we prefer Armorsmith or Ghoul first?
Depends if they have a 1-drop. If they have a 1-drop, you want to play Armorsmith. If they don't, you probably want to play Ghoul.
So do we want Ghoul here or pass?
Oh, they passed? Sorry, it hasn't loaded for me yet.
Yes, they passed.
Okay. I think we Ghoul, since we have 2 Ghouls. Mid-range it is.
That's good.
Okay, I think we just Armorsmith and run in the Ghoul. This is unfortunately mediocre against Bow. It is great against that. Actually, it's not if he Houndmasters. So if he Houndmasters, it's going to be a 4/6. Yeah, 3/6 with 2 damage on it. So, on the other hand, why would you play that on turn 3 unless you have a you either have no turn 3 and still like a piloted shredder or something, or you just really want to Houndmaster this. I'm going to say we preemptively hit with the Armorsmith and execute, because we know we have Deathbite next turn.
So Armorsmith execute?
Yeah, and then just armor up.
Would the alternative be hit, and then we could kill it with Deathbite even if he Houndmasters next turn?
Well,
But then we lose our ghoul?
we don't need to double hit. We can, like... if we... Like, so it'll be a 3/6, and hitting the ghoul will do 2 damage to it. So
Oh,
we can
that's
kill
right.
Deathbite, but then he still has the Houndmaster up, and that trades with our Armorsmith for free.
Right.
Whereas now we just hit the Juggler with Deathbite and keep going face. And this is evidence of he probably had a Houndmaster. So maybe he has Hunter's Mark if he's like waiting like this. Which is good to know about if we start thinking about like ways to play with once we are dropping Tharasin.
Right.
Quickly. I want my apology.
Or maybe it was just AFK, I don't know. Deathbite.
Strike.
Should be able to get some great cycle in next turn on that Acolyte, and then Tharasin on 6. This is a matchup where you don't care so much about combo pieces. You're essentially just fighting for board control for the entire match.
Acolyte Inner Rage?
Yes.
Execute. Armor up, pass?
Yeah. Armor up, pass. Wait. I guess there was an argument for playing the Ghoul.
Strike.
Yeah, we definitely should have played the Ghoul. Who am I kidding?
That gives us a guaranteed extra draw of Acolyte.
Yeah. Alright. So I'm gonna say we go Unstable, Armorsmith, Face Tank the Highmane, and Battle Rage.
That sounds pretty good to me.
Armor. Made.
For approximately infinite armor. And cards.
So now he Houndmasters? If he has it?
Now if he had Masters, we can just axe something. Boom then? Yep. Alright. So look, this isn't even that scary. Oh. You could Patron Whirlwind execute. This could go very badly or it could go very well. Beyond that, what do we do? Like, we have to assume he's pretty much out of threats after Boom. And we have like Tharasin, Grom, lots of fun stuff. We're at 40.
I feel like the Grim's the best option.
Okay, I'm down with that.
What now? The fight! Cowardly!
Come on, one boo bot.
Like, even both Boobots going face would be
Correct.
fine. That's fine.
Choose!
I really don't mind that he has to waste removal on that, and next turn we have, like, Tharasin plus weapon.
Oh, that's good. I think. Not so much.
My gut is Battle Rage into Emperor. I just go face. Oh!
Emperor Inner Rage.
Yeah, Emperor Inner Rage, take out the high main.
Everyone, get in here! Come on!
I love how one of our old friends still hasn't shown up again.
I mean, we still have 10 cards. There's the Houndmaster.
Yeah, this is fine. Looks like he's gonna leave the Patron up, the Thaurissan up, which is insane. So, like, alright.
Do we slam first for cycle? To try and find that commander? That'll give us exactly enough to commander Patron.
There are lots of options here. Like, just drop it. Actually, we probably don't want to drop the Zerkers outright already. Yeah, let's slam the Houndmaster.
Never lucky.
That's actually not bad here. We can Patron Whirlwind War Axe.
Is that what we want to do?
Yeah, Patron Whirlwind War Axe.
The fight! Come me!
And let's hit the, let's make sure to clear the
Center?
center, yep. See what pops out. Take out the 2-1. Yep. Yep. This is a match where we can afford to be a little bit sloppy with our combo pieces, because again, all that matters is board control.
Right.
Like, we just have more and better threats. Like, we went through... we went through both high mains and boom, and we're still at 30 life. Just not even fair.
And still no war song. Baby Rage Bible Thump.
I move quickly.
Hilarious. So I have to assume that's freezing. Warsong frothing hit him in the face. Alright, well, I guess hit the Iron Beak Owl first. But Warsong frothing hit him in the face. Maybe attack face with the first Warsong first. Because we expect freezing, and then we can replay it.
It's not freezing.
Oh, it's snakes. Okay, so we just go face with everything.
Do we kill the owl with the weapon?
Snakes. Don't.
Oh, the face or hole?
I'd hold.
Mind if I roll need?
Grom, go face with the frothing. Shield Slam Grom, and it's lethal, right? Yeah, Shield Slam Grom.
I strike. Well fought. I can see.
We did it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's how the deck works when it's good matchups, right?
Right.
You go through both high mains and boom, and you're still at 30 life, and then you're just left with like some huge frothings and Grom. Not to mention all the turns where had we drawn Warsaw, we could have comboed really effectively.
Right. All right. So there we had in our first game we had the mirror matchup with the patrons, where we were able to get our patrons out first, and just take over the game from there. And then in our second game was that hunter matchup, where even though we didn't get our Warsong commanders when we needed them early on, we were still able to control the board and pretty much just leave the hunter with suboptimal plays. To conclude our little coaching session here, Shoop, do you have like any words for people who may be interested in coaching for Patron?
Understand your win conditions. Understand your mulligans. Like use a good mulligan guide. I highly recommend the Rats mulligan guide. And just start playing games. See how it goes.
All right. So thanks everyone for watching, and make sure you send us submit a form if you're interested in coaching, and we'll get back to you ASAP.